Hi everyone and welcome back to Sprinkled Paper. Today I'm going to be sharing how to customize a tote bag using your Cricut machine. In today's video, I'll be sharing how I create the design in Cricut Design Space, where I find my fonts, all of the supplies I'll be using, and how I assemble everything onto the canvas tote bag. The tote bag I'll be customizing today is going to be a book bag for my nephew Liam. And to make it extra fun for him, I'm going to tuck these Curious George books that I found at Costco inside, along with this cute George plushie I found at Barnes & Noble. As for the supplies to actually create the bag, I wanted to go with colors that were nice and vibrant. So I'm going to be using the iron-on colors yellow, green, orange, teal, and navy blue for the name. And then I'm going to use black for the word books. As for the canvas tote bag, I found mine at Hobby Lobby for under $3. And the other supplies I will be using today are my measuring tape, weeding tool, scissors, Cricut cutting mat, my Easy Press Mini, and also a lint roller. Now before we create our design in Cricut Design Space, we first need to measure out the space on our bag where we would like our design. You can create your design to be as big as small as you would like, but I would like my design to take up the majority of this bag. Once we know the measurements of our design, it's time to open up a new project in Cricut Design Space. Click on Text, and then type in the name you would like on your bag. Next, let's change the font by going up to Fonts. And you can choose anything that you'd like, but I'm going to be using a Cricut font called Futura, and it's the LT Condensed Extra Bold version. Next, we'll resize the name to fit on our bag by just going up and adjusting the measurements up in the top toolbar. And then I'm going to now change the color of each of the letters. So to do that, I'm just going to click Ungroup. And now I can individually go in and change the color for each letter. Now I'm going to add the word books. So just like before, we're going to click on Text, type in our wording, and then this time when I go up to Fonts, I'm going to be using a font that I've downloaded elsewhere. So I'll go over to Filters on the right-hand side, and I'm going to click on Downloads. Now all of the downloaded fonts that I have saved onto my computer will show up in this spot. The font I'll be using is called Cottage Style, and this is a font that I purchased over at Creative Fabrica, and this is a great site that I've recently came across, and I love it because they have a ton of fonts and they're all very reasonably priced. You can also pay for a membership where you can download I think it's multiple fonts or multiple files a month, or you can upgrade and get unlimited downloads. But I don't have that at this time. If I find a font that I like, I just purchase it for the one-time fee. I'll link the cottage style font down in the description below. Before cutting out the design, I'm going to adjust the size of the word books. And I'm also going to ungroup all the letters because I just want to attach the S onto books. I want the word to cut as one single piece instead of having individual letters. Now I'm just going to change books to black, and then I'm going to highlight Liam's and books so I could check the measurements of the design as a whole. I'm going to adjust the width to make the overall design just a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to press Make It. From here, you're just going to select your cutting mat. I'll be going with the 12 by 12. And then this is the most important step when cutting out HTV. You want to make sure that you mirror the image. So just go down and make sure that every single cutting mat that you're going to be using HTV, you select Mirror Image. Now, regardless of which brand of iron-on you're using, there's two very important things you want to make sure you do. One, you want to make sure you're reading the instructions on the packaging. Not all iron-on is the same. Some you're going to pull off the transfer sheet when it is still hot, and other times you're going to want your project to cool before pulling off that transfer sheet. So you want to make sure that you read the instructions so you're doing it properly. And also, when you're putting the iron-on onto your cutting mat, you want to make sure that you're placing it shiny side down. The shiny side is the transfer sheet, and we want to make sure that we're cutting on the actual vinyl. So that's why we mirror the image in Cricut Design Space, because we're actually placing the iron-on onto the cutting mat upside down. The iron-on material I'll be using is the Paper Studio brand that can be found at Hobby Lobby. I've been using this vinyl for a while now and I really like it. I find that it cuts really well and it's really reasonably priced. Pretty much anytime I go to Hobby Lobby, it's on sale. At least I know 1 week out of every month it's on sale and it's 50% off. So anytime I can catch a sale, I try to stock up. I think once it's on sale, it's only about $7 a roll, which for heat transfer vinyl is a great deal. So if you have a Hobby Lobby near you, it's worth checking out. So right here you can see a real life crafting mistake. So when I was weeding out the M, I accidentally ripped it. So simple fix, I just went back and I recut the M. Now that almost all of my letters are cut, I'm just going to turn on my mini easy press and then I'm going to lint roll my canvas bag. To find the center of the bag, I'll just fold it in half and then run my finger down the seam. So when I unfold it, I'll know exactly where the center of the bag is. Before using my heat press, I'm just going to place everything onto the bag and I'm going to make sure that I like the look before I permanently secure it with the heat press. When placing your letters on the bag, it's extremely important to make sure that the plastic covering, which is the transfer sheet, isn't overlapping any of the other vinyl letters. Because once you use the heat press and then you go to pull off that transfer sheet, if it's overlapping in any way, it will just pull off that other letter. Because if it was overlapping, it wouldn't have been given an opportunity to bind to the canvas. It will actually just stick to that transfer sheet. So I hope that makes sense. So bottom line is you just want to make sure that the plastic covering is not overlapping any of the other letters. And now when I go to add on Liam, you'll see that I'm using my measuring tape, but I'm not using it to actually measure. I'm just using it to kind of line everything up and make sure that it's straight. The last thing I need to add to finish up the bag is just the apostrophe. So I'm going to place the apostrophe in between the M and S, and then since this is really close to the M and I don't want the M to get ruined, I'm just going to cut a little piece of that transfer sheet and place it over the M to protect it. And there you have it, an easy custom tote bag. This is a great way to present gifts at Christmas, birthday parties, bridal showers, really anytime. Everybody loves a tote bag. There's always a use for them. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. Subscribe if you are not already, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting.